Oh, I think he's recording, guys.
Oh.
Scoofing off before the video starts.
We were not doing anything.
Welcome to Story Ideas on the Fly, where we pick a random idea out of the hat and try to develop it into a story.
See what? Today. Isekai War. Points if you make the main player a summoner and... the main player's a summoner and an artificer.
Okay.
Handwriting isn't always easy to read.
All right, let me look at that again.
Especially when
Isekai
I'm the one who
War.
actually translates it into something to put in the hat.
Right.
All right, Isekai War.
So Isekai War,
Okay,
and we
so
gotta have
what
a
does
summoner
Isekai
and an
War mean?
artificer.
Well, the
Isekai
question is,
into
are we
war,
having
or-
two Isekai protagonists in a war against each other? Or are we having two armies made entirely out of Isekai people in a war?
I think that would get kind of crazy really quickly. So I think we go with the war. Isekai gets sent to a war.
Two Isekai people get sent to opposite sides of a war?
Two Isekai heroes getting
That
sent
could
to
be
opposite
interesting.
sides of a war isn't too,
And
And it
looks
said
like
we're
one's
making them a summoner
one's
and an artificer. Man, this is... Okay, power scaling is off the charts on this one already.
We're dealing with Isekai. Of course we're gonna break everything.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
then you
summoner and artificer. Of course we're gonna break everything.
And in the end, they all they come together because they both find out that they were fans of the same video game or the same manga, and they go have.
I don't know. I could very well see the entire war starting because they're fans of the same story.
Subs are better. No, subs are better.
Yeah,
Something
yeah.
like that, and it
Fans
turns
of
into an
some
actual
will
war.
actually battle over things.
Yeah, let's not shed blood
Okay.
over everyone's favorite.
I'm still trying to figure out the basic idea. Do we have two people Isekai down on the different sides of the conflict? Or do we have almost... Well, you could almost do two unique... I don't know too much about Isekai stuff, except the one that I'm helping you write, which is really cool. Where you got... But are they two very distinct, different type of nations?
Mm-hmm.
One's going, I'm Isekai, I'm reincarnated as a cell phone or something when I'm Isekai, or is one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that was a thing.
I like that the two places. I like
Okay,
the two
so we got
sides
So
are.
yeah, are we having it so
distinct.
these two people are summoned in order to help a war, or are we having it so two people randomly get isekai'd into the same world
I
and
think
end
they're
up starting a
summoned
war?
I
to
think
help.
some kind of summoning.
I think they're
Okay.
I
both
think they're
summoned.
summoned to protect their respective
Right.
sides.
Each
Okay.
side it summons their Isekai warrior to help them.
Okay.
All right, so now what
And
do we
they're
do?
lucky enough that they're a summoner and an artificer.
Which
We are
is
going to
cool.
break all power scaling.
Okay,
Yeah.
what
For
kind of summoner?
context, summoners are one of the most broken systems in games. Artificers are the second most broken system in games.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So what
Could
is
your
a-
artificer be a girl?
I mean, I don't see why not.
I'm just thinking it could be fun.
And then
because
you got your love
you could have
story
all your,
because at the end.
Yeah, you could throw in all your not shonen, but all your anime awkward love tropes too.
Oh, great!
Okay.
Because those are
Awareness, balance, clenched fist, don't.
Yeah.
Thinking more. No, I wasn't thinking that bad. I was thinking more just that they're super awkward when they like. Wait, the other one's a girl.
Okay.
Dang it, she's cute. What are you?
So
Uh,
we need. So what is our summoner gonna summon?
Usually they either summon undead, golems, shadow warriors. Actually, I guess there are a lot of
defeated
options.
enemies.
Yeah,
defeated enemies,
Defeated in
created beings,
demons
or
loosely.
elemental
loose
fluid
demons,
from another
Elementals.
realm.
Yeah, what are we gonna
all
have?
kinds of fun
Oh,
things.
What is
summoner
the well?
summon.
Okay, so there are three main types of summoner, and they all function kind of differently. The first one is the necromancer style. This is where you have to defeat an enemy and then you get them as a summon. Really overpowered.
Mhm.
The second one would be the almost I'd call it the Pokemon trainer. Actually, no, that's closer to a trainer in all honesty, but yeah, trainers are...
But where you have to make some kind of contract or agreement.
You make an
before you
agreement with the
summon them.
creature, and then you make it more powerful. Usually
Okay.
they focus on a lower number, but more powerful summons.
Yeah.
And then you have the more traditional summoner, where they can pull in extra-dimensional beings.
Okay.
Wait, I like the idea of going with a necromancer summoner with him.
Necromancer-style summoner.
Yeah,
Necromancer summoners do not actually summon the dead as often as you'd think. Half the time they're summoning live versions. You have to beat.
You have to defeat the creature.
You have to defeat the creature in order to get it as a
Sung
summon.
Jin Woo is a necromancer summoner.
All right.
And
What
he's the
about
most awesome.
Artificer?
Yes, I love the Shadow Warriors. They are so cool.
What about the Artificer?
Artificers also completely break power scaling, because instead of turning like training and experience into more power, they just say, no, I can just convert gold directly into power.
Yeah. It makes
Bitch,
stuff.
if you've got a kingdom on your side, I've got a lot of gold.
So,
Like, and now I will make armor that is virtually impenetrable.
who are these two people that are summoned?
Could they know each other?
Ooh.
That is done sometimes in isekais.
No. Yeah, let's have them be old rivals in their original world.
Okay.
And then they both, like, they were in some kind of competition, and then something happened where they both died in it.
Could you have them be kind of a complicated relationship where they both kind of have a crush on each other but are also rivals?
Kind of hate each other.
Yeah.
It's a love-hate relationship.
Okay, so the first thought that comes into my mind is have them be racers. Because
Yeah,
that
but
way...
boys and girls don't generally race.
Most
other.
athletic activities don't happen with each other, but that's just, it gives you an easy explanation, because then they have like racing, and then one of them crashes the other one.
Or trivia, or some kind of intellectual rivals.
The problem if you do that is it's hard to get them both to die at the same time.
I wouldn't make them rivals. They don't necessarily have to die to be summoned.
80% of the time they die.
Yes, but we are authors. We don't have to follow tropes. And that's
So the
one of
problem
things
is
that
if you
makes
don't
something
kill them,
interesting
you
is
get a lot
making
of
an-
problem. So
You
the
could
real...
maybe bring them back in at the end of the story. Have them both go back to their world.
Alright,
But
so
now as
if they
friends.
don't die, then we have two questions. One, do they get to go back to their world? And two, how much time passes in the real world?
Okay, let's look at this. Let's assume that both of these people are in some situation. One of them could die in the real world if we want, but the other one, they don't have to both die or both die at the same time. One of them could be in a situation that they really want to get out of.
Mm-hmm.
You could have somebody going, I would prefer to live in this other place because I'm not here in a nice loving home. Nobody's going to miss me.
Okay.
Yeah, that works too.
We figure out
In
their
that case, they don't
backgrounds.
get to go home. Okay.
Okay, in that case, I would say we probably want to have our summoner be someone who's into a lot of high danger activities in order to kind of tie in the death out motif with him. I think he's the one who should actually die when he becomes summoned.
Okay.
Something like he's not boxer, because boxing isn't actually as dangerous as you'd think it is, but something where he was in some kind of dangerous field completely for the thrill of it and died in the process, and as he died, his soul was carried into this world. She, on the other hand, I would say you probably want to have it so that she is more of an engineer and...
Or maybe an artist or creative.
Yeah, some kind of creative or techno... Yeah, someone who does a lot of crafting things. And was probably in an abusive situation, and then was dragged into this world and brought out of that situation, which was incredibly unhealthy. What that situation could be, you could have it be some kind of toxic boyfriend.
There's options.
Okay, so...
Alright, so we got them into the world. Now, what are the two kingdoms that are fighting against each other?
What are these worlds like? Why are they fighting?
Let's see. You could have them be different races.
That could be fun.
I don't want it to go demons, but you could have one race, you could have one group be, more orcs, or I don't know, what are good monsters, trolls, depending on what you do with them. Yeah. Oh, beastmen. Yeah.
Tiger folk.
Yeah. And then
I mean, anime does love beast folk.
you could
Except
also...
the girls are not going to look like human girls. No, they're tigers.
Okay, yeah.
We can do that.
Or
Oh,
spiders.
but this
I
is
love spiders.
This is based off anime. Of course,
Oh,
they have to
good
look
point.
human.
We have to have. Good point. We need fox-eared girls. I'd go
No,
cat
no.
ears, but I don't actually like them.
All right.
That's okay.
Let's
They-
get back on
I'll
topic.
stick with the tropes.
We don't have to stick with the show. I was
This
just
is
making a
funny.
joke.
Okay, so
But yes.
why are these two kingdoms at war?
Okay, I like the idea of one of them being an almost monstrous kind of world where the main people are orcs and trolls and stuff, and have them have a society, but have them look like monsters and have them be very naturally aggressive and stuff.
I
And so, if you want to do the different races, that's kind of how I go.
like to see something different that I haven't seen
Okay, fair
done
enough.
quite as much. Now I'll probably say this, and y'all be like, "Oh, they did that and this and this and this," because that's how
That's
things
okay.
are.
There's literally nothing that
That
hasn't
hasn't
been
been
There's
done.
no original
Right.
idea.
What makes
But-
this thing original
but
is your voice and your
voice and
style.
your style on it, right?
Yes.
But what if we had these two kingdoms? There is some prophecy of something that's going to happen. And in this prophecy that they see this thing is coming up, this great evil, this great beast, this great whatever is going to happen. In the prophecy, there's a I don't have this all worked out. I'd love to go sit down with time to prepare and write the prophecy
That's
out.
okay.
But maybe the
Are you talking about some kind of religious war?
no, not religion, but in this prophecy where something is going to happen, the a monster is going to be released from
Okay,
the
but why
ground.
would they be trying to
Okay,
fight each other instead
Listen,
of work together?
because
Hold on.
in the prophecy it says the land to be destroyed will be the conquered one. The one that was conquered.
Okay.
And so both of these kingdoms think, oh my gosh, we have got to conquer the other so that our nation will survive, and they will be the one that gets this cataclysmic disaster released on them. And now, when you get
Not realizing that the conquered land is what the enemy will conquer.
yeah, but now what happens is you get your two Isekai people in, and at first, they're going, oh, this is a war, we have to, we're
I have
fighting,
to
and then they're
protect
kind of
my
going,
side.
we have to protect my side, and then go, wait, why are we even fighting this war? Okay, wait a second, maybe there's a better way to do this.
Yeah.
And at the end, they end up finding, hey, there's another way to interpret this, and
Yeah.
and they are able to join together and fight
Yeah.
the big bad.
Another way you could do the big bad, you could have some kind of resource that's supposed to help protect them from the big bad. So we've got this, the staff of life that will help protect us from the evil demon lord.
He who
And,
controls the spice controls the galaxy.
Yeah, and
No,
so
but
the two nations are warring to get it which they think, oh well, if we can have.
Well,
if
they
we
don't
have it, we
even
can
have to
protect us.
be a full-out war of, we're sending
But
battles.
there's a
on,
lot of
it could
tension
be
in
a,
it.
right. It could be a war, as in we're both sending out our sides to try to go find this artifact that's supposed to protect us.
Yeah.
Things like that.
You could go a lot of
I
different
kind of
routes
like
with
the
that.
idea of this being a full-fledged war, personally.
You
Okay.
could go a lot of different
there's
styles,
many,
though,
many
with war.
reasons to have a war. It could literally just be 5 generations ago, some guy from this kingdom stole something from some guy from this kingdom, and it just escalated.
Yes,
Yeah, that is
If
actually.
you really wanted to, you could literally just go Hatfields and McCoys. It's just like, we legitimately don't even remember why the animosity started, but we hate those guys.
yes.
Hatfield and McCoy, they actually do know how it all started.
True.
Yeah.
But the point is the
Yes,
escalation
yes.
type thing.
But yeah, it's a horrible.
have-
The Patmans and McCoys is a horrible story. But anyway,
You could have
but if you want to have the two sides at the end get along, they have to be fighting due to some outside threat that is making them think they have to conquer the other. Because then otherwise it's just like, okay, we are fighting. Hey, this is kind of dumb. Let's just go negotiate. Everyone come to the negotiation table. We're talking out. That was anticlimactic. In the story.
no,
Not
it's
necessarily.
It's good to say there's
I get stories with some interesting negotiations.
Yeah, and also you could have it be. You could have
through the galaxy.
You could have
Yes,
a
it's
group.
that way.
You could have like a group that's been intentionally creating this conflict in order to basically overthrow both kingdoms and take power.
or a cult of the Demon King if you've got the Demon King coming,
I'm
or
saying-
the great evil dragon was sealed away 100 years ago, but or 500 years ago, and the seal's about to be broken. I mean, there's lots of different ways you could do that.
Now, here is an interesting thing. Okay, me who loves the love stories. I would, if I were writing this, I would not start it off going, I'm going to get the boy and the girl together. I
Okay.
would not. And the reason for this is because depending on how this story evolves, they could come together and work together and be a very good relationship. They could be a very toxic relationship.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And so it depends on just how you write the book and
How you want it to end up.
they end up, not just how you want them to end up, but how does it develop. And this is one of these things
Yeah.
that you really have to naturally
Yeah, they
develop.
could each
I
actually
have
get in
seen
a
this-
relationship with people
Right.
from the world,
Right,
and that
from
would
the
work
world
out
they're in,
too.
that works too.
Mhm.
But I hate it when couples are, oh, these are gonna, and you're like, no, that, okay, that,
Yeah. You're saying
that
don't
would-
be so married to the idea of a couple that
That-
you're willing to
put
And
them
in this
together
particular
together
case, you
even
don't
when
know
it's
if they
a bad
get
when
along.
marriage would have the shelf life of a banana, right? So,
All right.
yes, I am big on right relationships that are really
So
healthy
then, are we
relationships
having
and work.
something where there's an outside force that is drawing these two sides to go to war?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so are we going with some kind of ancient dragon, some kind of demon lord, some?
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. I don't know if we have to know exactly what it is
All right.
because there's multiple ways
options.
you could directions you could take it.
Also,
with
the interesting
result.
thing is that interesting war, because on the summoner side, the summoner himself is basically an army,
Yes.
because he just, like, everyone he
Press
defeats.
X to necromance.
It was right click to necromancy.
Oh,
the game
sorry,
you're
sorry.
thinking
I am
of.
sorry.
There's a game, right click to necromance. It's literally like the ultimate necromancer game.
Nice.
It's fun.
And
Yeah,
the
you go into the
artificer's
fight, you
also,
beat up
And
one-
the artificer,
Right-click.
the artificer would
Necromance.
actually use soldiers, but each soldier would be as strong as like 12
Mhm.
people, because it's just like, yeah, here's
Yeah.
super armor that is.
And instead of just this, one villain and this war, come on, is that enough
Yeah.
villains in this? I
You
know
always need more villains.
always
There's,
loved
there's
this.
plenty of villains in this
Right.
world. You
Yeah,
can
there's
throw in.
plenty.
Yeah.
Both sides are villains. There's this big villain.
But
There's
I'm
like
also
400
saying-
opportunists.
Yeah.
There's the black markets.
Mhm.
There.
Yeah, but I'm also saying you really would
Yeah.
it would be good to have someone
someone actually
some
trying to
cultish
keep
type of
the
thing,
war going.
trying to keep this war going because they can profiteer off of it.
Yeah. Or
Trying
hoping to get curry favor with the demon lord or the dragon
Right.
or the whoever.
hoping to get
The
this
demon
item.
dragon lord.
Whichever side gets this item, we're going to come in and take it from them, and we're going to rule everyone, and
Yeah.
then appease the demon
Everybody's
lord
gonna
and
be the
dragon
conquered
lord, and-
people.
Right. Everyone's going to be the conquered people, but me.
Pretty much.
So, does that sound good? Anything we
Yeah.
haven't covered? Like
Now I
said,
just want to
we've
spend
got-
time figuring out exactly what the summoner and artificer do with their powers.
the
So
and
who
love
would write
story,
this? I
just
think,
gotta see.
He right clicks.
Yeah, this would be a good one for you.
I love summoners. I love artificers. This is my jam. Like,
Awesome.
I'd also do this one.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
Summoners and
What would you
artificers,
think?
too.
I don't know. I'd have to sit down and really play with it and get some
Figure out
things
the
that
world.
drew me into it.
Yeah.
Um,
you have a hard time with this because all the characters are so overpowered.
Yeah, I'm not as
Fair
good
enough.
at They wouldn't be if I wrote it. I would put
You-
more restrictions. on
No,
them.
they would be just as overpowered.
Okay.
You've written artificers before, and they ended up being really
Yeah,
overpowered.
Some overpowered characters.
Yeah.
I
And,
think-
and half the time they're artificers.
Yeah, I don't really like to write overpowered characters as much because they're harder to make believable. And they're just hard to write a lot of times.
Well, the big
so you
problem
have
with
to
summoners and
really be
artificers is
careful
just
with
how
it.
fast they scale.
Yes.
Because while most people, it's like, okay, you get a little bit stronger every time you fight, an artificer goes, ding, ding, ding. Hey, look, I just permanently became stronger.
You know,
It
Okay.
works.
and that becomes
Plus 3 strength, plus 5 strength, plus 4 strength. Hey! It's like,
You know-
I had to train for 5 years to do that, and you just put on a suit of armor that gives you all
Right.
those buffs.
And so
Yeah, I also have this plus 20 sword of dragon slaying.
And then
Right.
meanwhile, the summoner, okay, I use all my power to defeat powerful enemy. Great, you're now on my side. Add that in, great, I'm now even more powerful.
Right.
Yep.
So,
Summoners and artificers, overpowered.
so yes, they are.
It's fun.
Right. It is hard, though, I think, to write characters that scale up quickly.
Yeah.
I've done it. It is hard. And
It
I
is
try
hard.
to do it believably. You read my
Yeah,
books
I
and
should
tell
stop
me if I do.
tangenting, though.
All right. So we get off our high
So-
horse and we will see you next time. Let us know what you would do with this story. Give us more ideas. And don't forget, we'd love more ideas for our hat.
See you next time.